After enjoying a relaxing time in the Thakik Loop in southern Laos, it was time for me to move on and explore the north. You never know what lies beyond, or in this case hidden, in plain sight. Well, I've just spent about 3 hours huffing and puffing my way up a hill. And on the way up, it was interesting. There's two boys sitting on the side of the road beside a fence, and they've got a stick hanging out just over the edge of the road. And on the end of the stick, there's some type of a rodent. I don't know what type it is, but they got it tied up with a noose around it. So I had to stop, take a look. And anyway, they seemed happy to see me come in and stop. But this rodent, man, it was fierce looking, the teeth on it. It was pretty not happy to be tied up. But man, I have no idea if the thing was for sale or maybe they're just showing it off to their friends, but just another roadside attraction. So anyway, I just kept on moving on, and right now I'm looking forward to having a shower. So my legs are I'm just caked in salt from all the sweat, and I gotta wash all this stuff off. So I'm feeling quite crispy right now. My perfect circle around Southeast Asia began in Bangkok, Thailand. My journey resumes on the edge of the Thakik Loop in northern Laos and then moves north to explore the ancient and mysterious plain of jars. I will then cycle through the mountains to arrive at the old French colonial town of Luang Prabang to relax and observe the morning alms. I will finish my trip at the Tay Trang border crossing to Vietnam. Today I'm cycling to the Plain of Jars site number 3. It's located about 20 kilometers from the city of Phon Savon, where I will be staying tonight. The Plain of Jars is an ancient site dating back to the Bronze Age. They contain huge stone jars, with the majority being made from sandstone. However, limestone, granite, and other materials were also used. I'm actually quite excited about visiting it today, as it's located in a remote area of Laos and not a lot of people get to see this place. Well, I've arrived at the Plain of Jars, site number 3. This is maybe about 20 kilometers from the city of Phon Savon in northern Laos. And as you can see, there's lots of jars here. So reading everything I've read about this previously on the web and on the signs and talking to some of the tour guides, stories are all over the place. A lot of it, apparently 100 years ago, there was a French scientist that apparently had found some bones and ash in them, and they seemed to feel that it was used for human, not necessarily cremation, but at different stages of decomposition, they would move it from one jar to the next. Other people, I've heard guides talking about stories about using it to make whiskey. The reality is this stuff is good. It's incredibly old. And no, I don't think everyone really knows what it's for or why it's here, but it's in the middle of nowhere. And the quarry for this one, I don't think they've actually established where this actually was quarried yet. But it's spread out over a huge area. I believe there's about 32 different locations for jar sites. Currently there's about maybe 4 that I'm aware of that are actually they've cleared for unexploded ordnances. And actually just at the sign here, it said that I think there's about over 5,000 pieces of munitions were cleaned up just from site number 3. So it is, obviously it's safe to walk around, because coming in through here, I had to walk through, there's little, like, I guess they'd be seasonal rice paddies and things like that. But there's no fear of anything to step on right now. So it is interesting. You'll see some of these the jars. They have there's termites have got a huge mound built onto the side of it, and that indicates that there's water below. Yeah, it's just I don't know what really to make of this place. It just seems like it's the middle of nowhere. So I guess at some point there was something important here, but Now it's just out in the middle of some villages and farms, but there's nothing around here. After 3 days cycling northwest from Phonsavan City, I arrived in the old French colonial town and former capital Luang Prabang. Surrounded by mountains on the confluence of the Nam Khan River and the Mekong, time seems to stand still in this spellbinding place. I decided to relax for a few days in the city and wander through the local markets and side streets. Morning walks were my favorite at dawn when morning alms were taking place, called takbat. Alms involves placing food and personal care items into the alms bowls of passing monks. Giving alms is a form of cleansing the soul through spiritual redemption. Among the monks are many child novices who were also dressed in orange robes. Well, tomorrow morning I'm going to be leaving the city of Luang Prabang. I gotta stop at a local bicycle shop and get some new brake pads installed on my bike. My pads are worn down to about 95% from all the hill descents I've done in the north. So they got the parts in stock, so that won't be a problem. I'm actually, for crossing into Vietnam, I'm going to the Bien Bien Phu border crossing, which should take me about 4 days to get there. So that's not going to be a problem, but apparently there's some sections where there's no restaurants or any roadside food vendors available. So I stopped at a grocery store here just to take a few items to my panniers, and I couldn't believe what I found. Garlic flavored Spam. This was so important to me. I haven't tried this flavor. I've noticed this is new to me, but to get up the Dempster Highway this year when I went to the Beaufort Sea, wow, awesome stuff. This is going to fuel me to the border of Vietnam. So I can't foresee any problems now. So life is good. Cycling in northern Laos comes with plenty of hours spent climbing hills. On average, the grades of the hills have ranged from 7 to 12%, which is not too bad. Although I try to avoid climbing in the extreme heat of the afternoon, sometimes you have no choice. As always, these long climbs come with an exhilarating downhill, with a few surprises on the corners. Yeah, that was getting a little bit tight. Well, there's the Tay Trang International Border Gate. I didn't have any problems crossing. No extra fees or bribes being yelled at. Everybody was pretty peaceful and seemed to be interested. That they thought my bicycle was actually pretty cool. So yeah, smooth sailing. Lao, 29 days. My visa doesn't actually expire till tomorrow, but I always like to be a little bit early. But what an awesome adventure. So anyway, ahead of me is Dien Bien Phu, and I'll be staying there tonight. Get a new SIM card for Vietnam, and also find an ATM, get some cash, and maybe see if I can find another traveler to get rid of the rest of my my Lao currency, because I still got about I think 80,000 kip left. So, but awesome trip in Lao. Yeah, they moved out of my way.
Bye.